Good afternoon, welcome back to Expat Crib. Today we're in San Lucas. I just had an amazing Frappuccino right over there in that building there in Cafe Pergamino. So today we're going to take a look at San Lucas, one of my top 2 favorite neighborhoods in Medellin. Let's go take a look. All right, here we go. So we're going to do a little walk and talk, as I said, through one of my favorite neighborhoods. This is San Lucas meets La Frontera meets Diamante. 3 neighborhoods or barrios wrapped up into one. This neighborhood probably requires a car. It's a little bit hilly, but yeah, I think for convenience a car would be best in this neighborhood. But today we're going to walk it and see some of the beautiful old buildings here. Again, as I probably said in a few other videos, Medellin is a city that went through a lot of building in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. There are a few buildings under construction now in the area of Poblado, which San Lucas is in Poblado. But there's a lot of restrictions now. So when you come to Medellin, a lot of people who end up buying apartments and places here, there's not many houses left because they put in so many buildings. But when they buy places here, they're usually buying old big apartments and then renovating them. That's kind of the deal in Medellin. So in this area, in San Lucas, you've got the Pergamino, which I just, as I said, enjoyed a really nice Frappuccino. And then just down the hill from here, is a little plaza with one of my favorite restaurants, Crepes and Waffles. We're going to go by there. There's a bakery there and a few other stores. This area here is a fairly affluent area. Very safe, very secure. Again, you can see some of the older buildings. I can't believe in the 80s and 90s when they built, they didn't have more patios. So a lot of the clients that contact us through our website are always looking for the big patios or the balconies, which stands to reason in a city with some of the world's best temperatures and one of the best climates in the world. So this is the plaza. Crepes and Waffles is in. What I love about Medellin, they really care about pets. So they have places where you can put your waste from your pets all over the city. Even in the malls here, they have areas where the dogs have, it's kind of like AstroTurf that they can use to relieve themselves. So this is Campestre Drive-In right here. It's the name of this little plaza. And then right over there, you've got Crepes and Waffles and one of the best bakeries, El Portal, right there. And just up that road and around the corner to the left and up the hill just slightly, you've got San Lucas Plaza with a Caruja grocery store and many restaurants. I think I've covered that in another video, so I may splice that in here. And then right across the street there, you've got pretty much the only municipal golf course in the city, right in the middle of Poblado. So over here you can see one of the few buildings in this area. There are a few in this area under construction. And then just down there, about a 3-minute walk, you've got PriceSmart, which is the Costco of Medellin. And there's 2 PriceSmarts in the city. One's in Medellin and one is over here in Poblado. Right over here, we're going to get a view of the golf course. So a lot of people love this area because of the golf course, but I never see too many people on it. Golf is not a big thing here. All right, let's keep moving. Again, my favorite brunch spot, Crepes and Waffles right there, which is open for brunch on Saturday, Sunday, and holidays. During the weekday, they open at usually 12 o'clock for lunch and then dinner. And just across the road there, you've got Bike House, one of the biggest bike stores I've seen ever. Colombia is really into cycling. So we're going to take a walk down through. I guess this area would actually be considered, it's like a sub barrio within San Lucas called Campestre. Let's take another look at the golf course here. Again, I never see people golfing, but it's a golf and country club. So if you're into golf, this is probably the best area and the best neighborhood in Medellin to live in. Today we're going to walk from San Lucas into Campestre and then down through a brand new park in the city. I think it's like 3 or 4 years old. Beautiful river park, botanical garden. And then we will head to the area named La Frontera, which is means the border between Poblado and Envigado. And I think this is one of the best areas if you're looking for investments or looking to live. I think next year we're actually going to cover a lot more of this area. And also Envigado. I really believe Envigado is an up and coming area. For some people who live there already, they would say it's better than Poblado, but the prices are lower for apartments and homes there. So, as I've mentioned before in the videos, I actually was one of the first foreigners living in Provenza many years ago. And there's areas over here that remind me a lot of Provenza before all the craziness and all the tourism came there. So Provenza now, that area is pretty much, if you want to live in the tourist area, that's the place to live. It's a little too touristy for me. Cross over here. They're doing some road work in this neighborhood. But this area is known as Campestre. Beautiful area. Very peaceful. super quiet. One of my friends from New York lives here. You can probably see over here, there's still townhouse developments in the city. But the prices on those are going up a lot because everywhere where there were old houses, they build buildings here. So there's not many single family homes left here anymore. I love the sound of the birds and the nature and the river in the background there. It's a beautiful area. So many rivers and creeks in Medellin. A spot for pets. Medellin is definitely a pet crazy city. You're actually allowed to take your dogs in the mall here. And as I mentioned before, they have bathrooms for pets. I've even seen some people with cats in the mall. The odd sighting. So, if you're coming to Medellin, as I said, I would highly recommend this neighborhood. I think I'll let the cat out of the bag here. In one of the final videos, my top 2 places to live in Medellin in Poblado would be, it's a toss-up, San Lucas or Tesoro. I think those are the 2 best neighborhoods in the city, kind of away from all the action where a lot of the locals live. So yeah, this area is super quiet, super beautiful. And over here it actually stays pretty cool at night. I've actually stayed at my friend's place who lives here, the one I mentioned from New York. And yeah, with all the greenery around here, it's cool at night, which I like. Because other parts of the city that are lower down get a little bit warm. Places like Laureles. A lot of people like Laureles because it's easy to walk there. Never been one of my favorite areas, but again, different strokes for different folks, and a lot of people like it there. We actually did a walking video there a couple months ago now. So, in about 4 minutes, we're going to reach the Botanical Garden Park, which is super beautiful. So a lot of our clients that come here love these high-rise apartments here, especially the ones with balconies. Looks like a Rappi driver going by. One of the great advantages of this city is you can get anything delivered. If you need an aspirin, you can get a bottle of aspirins delivered. If you want a Coca-Cola, you can get that delivered. You can get so many things here delivered. Restaurants all use Rappi here for their own service, and your average charge is $1 to $2 for delivery. Sometimes it's included, but yeah, I love that about the city here. And also too, Uber and one of the popular services here, Didi, for taxis is super cheap. It's actually cheaper than the bus from Vancouver, the bus system, the metro system in Vancouver where I come from. There, your average ride is $3 up, and sometimes you're only paying less than $2 for a taxi ride here, if it's not too far. But your average fare and taxi ride here is, I would say, probably $3 to $4. So right now we're coming on to the Botanical Garden here, the Botanical Park. The river runs right through it. Right over there you've got the watershed for the area. But this park was just put together about, I want to say, 4 to 6 years ago, and fully completed, I think, about 2 years ago. It's a really beautiful botanical park. When you walk through this park, a lot of people walk their dogs through the park here. It feels like you're just flooded with fresh air because there's so much CO2 coming from all the plants and trees in this area. You'll see what I mean in a minute. Here we are. Already feeling great air quality. That's the other thing about Santa Lucas. There's so much greenery around here that when the rest of the city of Medellin is having some issues with smog and pollution, this area here is super fresh. So this is Bosques de La Frontera, this park. Again, as I said, completed just a few years ago. Super fresh. Love, love, love this area. Super quiet too. So we're just going over the bridge to the river. Beautiful river. It's actually really cool here, literally. So right here they have these like almost like tree houses with the bamboo, faux bamboo towers, and these can be rented out for I think for meetings. And then there's washrooms right over here too. But check this out. Literal botanical garden right in the middle of the city here in Poblado and Medellin. The air feels so good here and it's so cool. Someone enjoying themselves there. There's an amazing dog walking park here. Oh, take in that fresh air. Yeah, San Lucas in this area of Campestre and La Frontera is definitely worth considering just because of this beautiful park, especially if you have dogs.
They say they smell the smoke and they assume that it comes from here.
The police keeping everyone safe. This is often a place where they bring school children and teach them about all the different natural vegetation in the area and the different birds and insects. We're coming out to the front of the park here, which actually leads on to Avenida Poblado, the main street that goes right through kind of the new city center and right over to Parque Jarris. It also leads to downtown. Todo bien. They've done an amazing job of this park. One of the nicest parks, inner city parks in the city. Totally protected. So we're just about at the area of Sao Paulo Plaza, just over here, with many medical clinics. One of the biggest companies in Colombia, Sura, is a big health insurer here in Colombia. They have offices there. Had to get an x-ray there one time for my knee. Really good service, by the way. Let's head down this way. Buenas. These are kind of little hangout spots here. You often see kids down here hanging out with their friends. Little obstacle course over here and a little slide. So as you can see the cars down there, that's Avenida Poblado, the main thoroughfare going right through the city. And on Sunday afternoons they have Ciclovia, so they close that road down. I've actually done a video of Ciclovia. They close it down for walking, running, and bicycling. So that is on Sunday mornings and holidays. One last look at the park here. And we'll head off to La Frontera, the border of Poblado and Envigado. So this is Avenida Poblado right here. We'll cross over here. So we're approaching the border of Poblado, which is part of Medellin, into Envigado, which is a separate city and municipality. As I said earlier, I think Envigado is a great place to be thinking about investing. It's a great area. And it's, I would say, pretty safe too. So here we are at Sao Paulo Plaza. As I said before, there's many medical clinics here. There's restaurants just down to the right here. So right down in this area here in Sao Paulo, you can see many restaurants down there. Today it's pretty quiet. It's Sunday afternoon. One of the nicest grocery stores in the city, as I've mentioned before, is Carulla. And this here is Carulla. Really nice grocery store. And then right over there on the other corner, you've got Euro, which is more of a budget-friendly grocery store. And on that other side of the street is actually Envigado. So you've got Euro over there. You've got another plaza right here with many restaurants and bakeries and banking. And then again, on this area here, we're now in Envigado, which I believe is going to be the future for many people. Again, really good connections to the metro in Envigado, and they're doing a lot of infrastructure work here. So highly recommend. Envigado is a place to live. And we'll be discovering a lot more of Envigado in 2025.